last, not interested at all as they come down to the first. And I think because of the frustration of having to wait so long, they're going even faster than normal.
Yeah, they went a hell of a gallop down to the first, Claire. But the outliers, the grey horse, he's making the running, and Bewley's Berry was very handy all the way. But they went a hell of a gallop down here, and I was surprised most horses jumped it so well. If you see Tikram on the wide outside, he's in the orangey colours, and there he is. Unseats he does.
And Point Barrow goes here too. Now both these jockeys, Wayne Hutchinson and Philip Carberry, having their first rise. What a disappointment.
Yeah, huge disappointment, well, especially for Philip Carberry, because he was well fancied and well backed. But we might actually get to see it here.
From the reverse angle, look for those sort of...
There's Point Barrow.
Yeah. No way back.
Jockey pretty quickly up on his feet again, Philip Carberry. He'll be back again for another ride. The outlier here on the inside, seeing a wonderful stride there and really flying the fence. He ran very well for a long time.
And another first-time rider, Claire. What a thrill that is already.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul O'Neill on board. The outlier, the grey horse down the inside. Coming to the open ditch. Big fence this. Ooh, a few of them stretching and reaching out for it on the outside.
It's a fence the jocks don't like. It comes too early, too big.
Very big fence. This is another angle of it. You'll see the winner in the white noseband. There he is, going over to pretty much down the inside. And a horse there you see the last horse jumping. That was Dundee, who was very well fancied by some people, who never got into contention, was never going, and pulled up later on.
Just didn't seem to like it, did he?
Just it took no interest whatsoever. But the outlier is in front, and he was jumping super. Bewley's Berry.
Little Ballycassidy next to Bewley's.
Ballycassidy, Norton Brook. Lamy ran well for Tony McCoy. Royal O'Clair is bang up there. There's a whole host of horses jumping super.
Killarmy ran well for a long time as well for Mick Fitzgerald, and AP was doing nothing wrong, right in the middle of the field there and making sure his horse had every chance.
Norton Brook galloping, big horse. Next to him, a little horse, Ballycassidy.
And Sam Whaley-Cohen, who eventually finishes 5th on Libertine. He's not too far off the pace, and he's just starting to move out to the middle and the outside of the fence as they come down to Beechers.
I'm afraid at Beechers, well, a little bit Livingston Bramble unseats rider Jack High, goes Leduc in the...
But you can see, you can see Livingston Bramble there in the middle, and Leduc as well. Let's hear. That is a wonderful story. Only in the Grand National would this happen. So Leduc, whose colours are black and white with red sleeves, and Dominic going one way, Mick giving him a shove. That's Jack High coming through there.
Yes, there was no doubt about that, was it? Ooh, nearly got tangled up in the reins.
Now we get a shot of the winner here, Claire. You'll see him. There he goes with the white noseband, and he went pretty much down the inside all the way.
And Joe's Edge was up there, you know, at that stage.
There's Dundee. He took no part whatsoever, just popped around to the back.
Sometimes horses just don't enjoy it, and he'd enjoy it from...
Now, if you watch the yellow colours well out the back, is Munker Hoston, and he refuses.
He's just coming
just
to it
going
now.
to the fence, down the inside, you see the yellow colours, there he is. He says, no thank you, the smallest fence on the course.
But the reason they do that is they've just landed over a drop, and it obviously upset him.
Obviously frightened from Beechers, and he thought he had enough. This is Norton Brook coming to the Canal Turn. They're keeping out wide. Bewley's Berry in second. Little Ballycassidy, the outliers, the grey horse.
And we lose 3 here, in fact, the Canal Turn. Nowhere, Canjar Dallier and Royal O'Clair.
That's Nowhere in the green colours. He unseated rider. He hit it very hard.
In fact, Royal O'Clair goes at Valentine's, not
Norton Brook on the outside. Look how they're turning. Great shot that, isn't it? Bewley's Berry right the tightest of the Ballycassidy next, outlier still hanging on.
Ooh, and there goes Dallier in the blue colours, falling off a long way after the fence, actually.
Tom Doyle was ejected.
And he was nowhere. And this is on board Nowhere. We're going to see how far after the fence he fell off. And he was staying. Oh no, and there is the turf.
The whole world goes upside down. Norton Brook settled now. This is a good place to be, you know, at this stage. In front, you can then pick your spot, Norman.
Didn't just take your time a little. There we see, that's Royal O'Clair falling. A lot of people would have fancied him and almost stopped Eurotrek in his tracks. So Royal O'Clair fell, but Eurotrek badly hampered there.
How much fun is Norton Brook having out here up front? Really enjoying it. And the trouble is, you're going so well, you let the horses, you know, keep going, you're into your stride. The trouble is, you slightly know sometimes it's not going to last. Yeah,
it's just a little bit too far to be making the running, but horses have made the running in the National before. That's Longshanks with the white noseband down the inner, and there's the winner, just alongside him, Silver Birch. Both of them have white nosebands, but Silver Birch is in the bluer colours. And as Robbie Power said, jumping super. Tony McCoy on Lamy, he's upsides him. This is another shot, big open ditch.
Second time round, they tend to refuse here, horses, when they get tired, but at this stage... Oh, paddling there.
That's Gallant Approach, Jimmy McCarthy. So he's actually the oldest rider in the race today, so all his experience paid off. He was lucky to stay on it.
And
An Idle Talk just dropping out at this stage.
Homer Wells towards the back as well. And you can tell by now whether they fancy it or not. If your horse doesn't fancy it, you're just not going to get round. Lamy jumping there with a white cap in the middle, the green and yellow stripes, and Tony McCoy did manage to get round, but doesn't get a lot closer to winning. He finished
From the outside, Son of a Fushi in the green, just back along. This, that and the other ran a cracking race. He's alongside him, but Norton Brook leads and Ballycassidy in second. The winner's just getting this number 6 Valverde back in the green with Clan Royal, and Billy Vodden, he's quite a long way back at this point as well.
And the big sheepskin nose band, that's Longshanks. He's running a good race and does go on to complete.
Ran a good race, and the winner is following him through, and so too is Lamy and Tony McCoy. But funny, Ballycassidy, and you spotted it in running, Claire, he just turned his head to one side going around that bend. I've no idea why, but he seemed to be jumping well. And Simon on the outside in the spotted colours, he ran a good race for a long time, he jumped well.
He did well. Here they come. And right in front of the stands, we get fence 13. No fallers here, but
Doesn't that just show you the difference in horses' heights there? The leader, Norton Brook, and then Ballycassidy behind him. They come in all shapes and sizes. Oh, the grey horse nearly fell. Loose horse.
towards the back there, Celtic Sun doesn't really fancy it. He's about third last at the moment, and the others have really got no chance at all, even with a full circuit to go. If you're that far back, as the Benz in fact does pull up at the back, that far back, there's just no point in going on.
Simon's on the wide outside, on the outside, the green colours of Son of a Fuchsia here. Andrew Thornton keeping out of trouble.
The third horse, Slim Pickings, he's in the centre of the picture, just running a little bit keen with Barry Geraghty. But you see the winner bang down the inside with Robbie Power in the white noseband. Longshanks is the first noseband, and you'd see both of them down the inside.
Ballycassidy saw a big stride there at the chair, and a few of the others getting in close, popping it. A mistake there at the back, and that was Gallant Approach.
And Cloudy Bay refuses eventually, doesn't he, there? Says enough.
He hadn't had enough. Even at the start, he didn't really want to fancy it, did he? Slight mistake there from Norton Brook at the water jump, which you don't often see.
Wilson runs in the middle of the field. He runs on to be, really good representative for Nick Williams. Finishes fourth in the end. Darryl Jacobs' first ride in the race. Now that's where we spied the race this morning, and we said now they've survived, they start thinking, okay, what's around me? What can I do? Do I conserve? Do I kick? Most are conserving.
And out they go on to the second circuit.
Libertine going well, Claire. Look on the outside, given a great ride by Sam.
I thought it was very cool, actually. She finishes fifth in the end, just doesn't quite stay the trip, but she has jumped brilliantly well for him.
There we see Billy Vodden out the back. He took no part either. He was under pressure from a long, long way out. And I noticed during the race, Joe's Edge got a reminder passing the stands, and he never got into contention. But this is heading out in the final circle. A lot of these guys happy. Ballycassidy up there in front with Bewley's Berry jumping super. Bang down the inside. There's the winner, Silver Birch with the white noseband, and Robbie Power well in contention at this point.
There are 29 horses still in contention as they head out onto the second circuit. They know they're halfway through this 4.5 mile marathon, and you've just got to keep the horses popping away. You've got to keep your cool. If you're this far back, you've got to keep your energy as well.
Good ground here today. It helps horses. I'm surprised there's only 13 finishers. But Simon's still there. I'm afraid he doesn't finish, but he's running a good race at this stage. We lose Idle Talk at the ditch, Claire, but he was never really in the race.
In mind, we'd lost him a long time ago, hadn't we? Bewley's Berry here down the inside, who had the Vaseline on his legs to help him skip through the fences. Ballycassidy still up there. The eventual winner right there, just on the left of your shot, Silver Birch.
Lamy is starting to creep into it now. McCoy's ridden a great race. In the end, the horse's stamina runs out.
I'd say it was stamina, Richard. Yeah, Bewley's Berry, Paddy Brennan had a wonderful ride off him for a long way. But most of the fancied horses, Hedge Hunter was getting into it. Slim Pickings, see him still running keen. He probably didn't quite get home the last 100 yards. Also number 6, Valverde, he's creeping into it.
This is the view from Jamie Moore's helmet, this, that and t'other, who's still going well at this stage. They were worried about whether or not he'd enjoy it, but he does look as if he has done.
Of course, Jamie getting the leg up because Sam Thomas got injured yesterday.
The loose horse leading them there is Kajar Dallier. He decided to keep going, still enjoying himself, and you can see how tightly packed there are. Simon on the outside, Bewley's Berry on the inside, Libertine in the middle, Ballycassidy not too far away. We heard from Tom O'Brien that McKelvey got slightly slowly away. By this stage, he's starting to get back into this main bunch.
Very important now because the boys can see the hedge down in front of them for beachers, and it's always the warning sign.
This is back on Jamie Moore, and you can see the rhythm that these jockeys are in. You see in front of them as they push and they see us striding. You see Tony McCoy just on his inside as well. And that's where we lose Bewley's Berry, and he nearly brings down Ballycassidy. That's Beecher's Brook.
Yeah, Paddy Brennan, that's his second ride, and he hasn't got round yet.
And also Graphic Approach we lost at Beechers, I think, out the back. Simon hit that one quite hard. Just the fence before Beechers, that's where Joe's Edge, he actually pulled up.
We lost quite a few there.
See number 6 Valverde coming through there with sheepskin noseband, just getting reminders from Slippers Madden. Never travelling like he did last year. Never. I think they went too fast for him this year, didn't they?
Well, they're starting to thin themselves out now, and this is where the mindset of the jockeys takes over, Norman.
Now,
Yeah, it becomes a real serious race riding
See
mission now.
Ballycassidy go here. Again, a bit like before we saw at the Canal Turn last time. Ballycassidy unseating quite a long way after the fence.
It's amazing, he should jump so well, and he only got 2 fences further last year. But the Samuel Cohn in front of Libertine jumping super. Simon hit that one, and down he goes on the wide outside, just got too low and in too close. Also, back in the field, number 6 Valverde, he hit it quite hard. You can see Hedge Hunter, former winner, just creeping in. There's our winner in the shot. He's absolutely loving it. You watch him, and the loose horse doesn't help him. I think it's at the next fence. Here we go. And he just keeps his eye on the fence, and that's what you need, a horse that clever. Slim Pickings on the outside, still running keen. It's surprising that he finished so well.
Did you see his ears prick going in there? The horse was eyeing up the loose horse as well as the jockey.
And look at all the jockeys there on the inside who've gone at this stage on the first circuit, standing and watching the horses come by again. Now the eventual second, McKelvey, who finishes so fast, is jumping now in those dark green colours, red cap. And going well as Hedge Hunter, Lammy's there.
Son of a Fushi too.
This is the camera on This, That and Dodder, and he's ran an absolute cracking race. A lot of young riders in the race who really use their brain. There's Darrell Jacob and Filson Run, and Tom O'Brien and McKelvey. They really seem to be sensible. He's just getting into it. Slim Pickings takes over from Libertine, and there's Filson Run in the yellow on the outside. Tony McCoy is in trouble back in the white cap. Gives Lammy a reminder nothing happened. Also, number 6 Valverde, he's just under pressure. But Hedge Hunter, even with top weight, he's just creeping into it nicely.
A great run from Slim Pickings, though, out in front at the moment with Barry Geraghty. And I should think Barry was thinking at this stage, I might win my second national here, having done it on Monty's Pass.
You couldn't actually call the winner at this stage, though, because there's 6 going there, good enough to win.
A little bit like last year, turning into the straight. I think that's one of the benefits of it being such a much higher quality race. They're going to save a bit of energy, they're going to finish.
And Libertine, the only mare in the race who went off to visit Hernando the Stallion in Newmarket a few weeks ago, well, she's running a race of her life.
She had the fun and games and she didn't get in foal. So
no, bad luck for him. That's 2 years running she's failed to get in foal. But let's concentrate up front now. Look, just taking a pull, Robbie Power there, just seeing the stride.
Just saw a stride. Barry Geraghty's horse, Slim Pickings, on the inside. He just got in a little bit close.
And McKelvey has still got 10 lengths to make up here. Green
he's
colours.
ran an absolute cracking race. He's came home great and ran a great race for the Bones. But Slim Pickings, you can see the writings on the wall for him. He gets in very tight to this fence. See Barry Geraghty sitting back and almost, but he's back in too high. But the winner is kicked for home under Robbie Power, and the horse is just pricking his ears a little and goes to pull himself up in front. But McKelvey comes flying on the outside.
I thought he was going to do a last suspect for a few strides. I thought McKelvey was going to come wide and late.
And even Seagram, he came wide and late, didn't he? And it can be such an advantage because it doesn't G up the horses on the inside.
Robbie Power waited until the elbow to pull his stick out, but he knows he's got to keep this horse, Silver Birch, concentrating. An enormous crowd, the roar's going up. Got to keep him running to the line. Closing down there is Slim Pickings, but the horse then wouldn't have seen McKelvey, who was finishing fastest of the lot, in the middle of the track. But good old Silver Birch just keeps his neck stuck out and says, I will try, I want to win. And he does.
And Peter Bone, of course, who ran him over hurdles as a prep race for this race, knew exactly what he was doing. Filson Run just crossing the line, ran in good race there.
Wonderful shot there of Robbie Power. That's the elation of winning the race, of winning the John Smith's Grand National. Jockey Silver Birch at 33-1 for Robbie Power and Gordon Elliott. Finishing fast but not fast enough was McKelvey in second at 12-1. Slim Pickings up there for most of the second circuit, finished third at 33-1. And Filson Run, a huge run from him at 100-1, finished fourth. In 5th place was Libertine with the amateur Sam Whaley-Cohen, a great run from the mare. Last year's winner, number 6 Valverde, gets round again, but only finishes 6th. Longshanks run well without ever looking like he was going to win it. He finished 7th. Puntal for David Pipe, his first runner in the race, finishes 8th, and Hedgehunter gets round again. Winner from 2 years ago finishes 9th. Lamy and AP McCoy finished 10th. Clan Royal jumped round again and finished 11th. Gallant Approach was 12th, and Kilami finished 13th. Point Barrow fell at the very first fence, one of the most fancied horses in the race, Tickram unseated. At Beecher's Brook we lost Livingston Bramble, Jack High fell and Leduc unseated. And at the Foynhaven fence we heard from Richard Johnson, Munker Hostin didn't fancy it anymore and just plain refused. At the Canal Turn, Nowhere unseated and Canjar Dallier fell. At Valentine's, Royal Eau Claire fell. At the 14th fence, Zabenz, who was out the back, was pulled up. At the 15th fence, the chair, Cloudy Bays, decided he'd had enough. At the open ditch on the second circuit, fence 19, Billy Vodden pulled up, Idle Talk unseated, and the Outlier unseated, having run very, very well. Joe's Edge was never in the race at all, and he was well fancied, pulled up at the 20th. At Beecher's Brook, second time, Eurotrek pulled up, so did Celtic Sun. Bewley's Berry, who'd been up there early on, he fell, and Graphic Approach fell as well. Homer Wells was pulled up. At fence 23, Foynhaven was pulled up. At the Canal Turn, Ballycassidy unseated again. He didn't get round. At Valentine's, Simon, who'd been travelling so well, he fell with Andrew Thornton. At fence 27, the open ditch, Dundera was pulled up. At fence 29, Boana, who never got in, it was pulled up. So was Son of a Fushi. And This, That and T'other pulled up at the last fence.